Forbes India Small Business Summit, presented by PhonePe Payment Gateway.
Welcome, panelists. Thank you for joining us here this evening. Let me start off quickly with a broad question. This is for all of you. How do we prepare MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh for the next phase of growth? How do we expand MSME access to money and markets? Akshat, why don't you go first?
So, for MSMEs, the biggest thing for getting more access to money is make systems and processes easier. We have people like PhonePe for digitizing the solutions. They have already done a good job for that. We thank you on behalf of all the MSMEs. Second, the big part which all MSMEs face is collateral. When they go and ask any bank, we need money, and they ask for collateral. How a young boy of 20-25 years can have a collateral? Either he can ask his dad, give us something. So collateral thing that should be managed at some end from the government.
All right. Jay, would you like to add to that? How do we prepare MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh for the next leg of growth, give them access to markets and money?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I would like to congratulate the Forbes India PhonePe for organizing such a wonderful session here. And I think it's one of the most burning topic about how we can really do with the MSME. So let me give you the background about just 10 years back. The story is all about because the loan accessibility was not available, and I founded one company which we were thinking about and trying to access about a loan, and it was taking 7 days minimum to get the loan about it. And I think we are among the first company who launched it, that how I can give the loan and the lending things in less than 1 hour. And finally, we could able to convert it, and in less than 2 hours, we were transferring the funds. Yeah. So that's the changes happening. So as Akshat has mentioned about it, but I really would like to tell that the next thing which is going to be very important thing is the technology and the innovations. And in last 10 years, I can see the fintech, and we were just discussing with Ankit also, the PhonePe is amazing, did an amazing job. So like that, there is a plenty of fintech companies has come into the picture. They are creating an awareness about that how the loan accessibility can be available. They are giving a fabulous education to the MSMEs. The second, they are also making it affordable. So because the most thing is important thing, especially for an MSME, is that what interest rate is available, how my repayment cycles would be there, how flexible it is, the customization. I think earlier it was very standardized. So this something has been really made it available. And innovation and the fintech sectors are really growing, and next 10 years, in another next 5-7 years, we'll see that many of such products are going to be available, and that will be very easily accessible to the MSME.
All right, we'll delve deeper into that, but let me quickly go across to Arshad, and let me talk to you about your sector. Tell us how is the rapidly expanding logistics and warehousing capacity in Madhya Pradesh and across India? It's unleashing this new growth opportunities for MSMEs. If you could throw some light on that.
First of all, very good evening to everyone. I think, Shruti, I must also congratulate you for such a fantastic, impactful, summit.
And thank you for coming. It's all because of all of you presenting.
Yeah, fantastic crowd, actually. So I think it's, logistic play a very important and vital role. And best part is actually, in MP, people, those are actually, MSMEs in MP, they are having actually sitting in the center of India. So any movement from MP to across India is much faster and much better. Reaching to any other state, it's become very easier from MP. And slowly but steadily, MP is growing, and you must have seen that a lot of logistic companies, they have invested in the MP, and there are a lot of hubs are coming up. We also, like as a DTDC, we have actually huge warehouse at Manglia. We have set up just recently at Devas Naka another warehouse, and we do have presence at Bhopal and other part of the major city across MP. So I think if you are operating in MP as a MSME, you are having a biggest opportunity because you can reach across the India through the logistic help very easily, and very everybody, the world is available for you.
All right, while we've spoken about the growth opportunities, let's now get to the challenges. Akshat, what are the main reasons for SMEs to struggle to access for formal credit? You know, you were speaking about financing a little while ago. Despite their significant contribution to the economy, what kind of conversations are you having with startup founders? What is the real struggle?
So the biggest struggle is gone already in India. So 10 years back, when you used to talk starting a business in India, people were like, oh, it's so tough. You have to do a hell lot of paperwork, a bunch of that. But now, thanks to efforts of our Honorable Prime Minister, that a lot of digitization has happened. So that first hurdle is gone. Now, access to money. Okay. That is a big hurdle still, and that's going to be there for coming few years. For that, few things that can be taken up. One, which I would again like to reiterate, is biggest hurdle for any startup is collateral, access to money. Second, more training needs to be done. Okay, how to keep your accounts and how to keep your books properly. That is very important, because when after a year or so after your operations, when you are going to approach any investor or any banker again, you should have your books very clear. Good thing is that after GST, a lot of businesses are, let's say, formalized themselves. Informal economy has gone down, which is a very good thing. So that is again a good platform for accessing money. And third very critical thing is that when any startup or any new businessman goes to bank or any other channel for asking money, what they face is like, you need to have a background. Okay, when I'm starting something, how can I have a background? So you need to give some kind of guarantee, okay, that there's some credit guarantee scheme, something like that, okay, so that access of money becomes more easier for startups and newcomers.
All right. So access of money is a big struggle area. But Jay, coming to you, how do MSMEs' credit needs, differ from large enterprises, and how can financial institutions better tailor products for them, and what are the best options available?
Yeah, sure. So before coming to the questions, let me add you that the B background, and then it will more correlate with this. So actually, we started from age of 14, so we were also an MSME. So that's very, very close to heart. So we were having cotton ginning, tiles manufacturing, construction businesses. And we know what kind of challenges we were facing around it. After that, we grown up, we built almost 14 plus different startups, knowing that, and built the fintech companies, now close to $500 million. So we know that how this journey is all about. So the most important thing for any MSME which we learned it is, one is the most important thing, the owner himself. The best and the unexploited resources, which I believe, and I generally communicate to all my speeches as well, that the most thing is the owner himself, that how he can make and sharpen his decision makings. So the owner himself is very important. And the second rule, second thing which we generally work on it, the number one rule which for every MSME is that, okay, don't lose the money. And I think every MSME will agree definitely for that. And the second rule is that don't forget the rule number one. Okay. So coming back that, so the challenges are there.
So don't lose money, but where does one get money from?
Yeah. So that we are going to talk about. Okay. And thanks to the kind of the innovation, and Akshat very well covered it. So I talk about that. There is the four kind of a problem which we can think about it. We call it as a fact. One is that the comparison between the flexible and the customization, while the larger enterprises are already having a standardized things. So if you look at from a solution perspective also, the tailor-made product should be more flexible, more customizable, which needs to the MSME product. And thanks to the new age fintech companies, they are really working hard. And the kind of the technology is being used in this, they are really making very, very tailor-made product. And that is now possible. The second we called is an access. Okay, that is facts is an access. So access is the important thing about that, what kind of the products are available. The problem in that with an MSME are not aware about it. And the solution is a very simple, is that how we can really make them accessible, all these financial schemes, financial products, what are available with them, how we can really educate them. The third, I believe, is the biggest problem is the credit worthiness in comparison to the large enterprises and the MSME. Large enterprises are having already very good credit history. They have fabulous CIBIL scores. They have a fabulous ratings are available. In comparison to MSME, they don't have that. The credit worthiness is not there. Credit history line is not there. So these are the challenges. Now, what could be the solution tailor-made product can be? How we can do, and they also don't have, as Akshat has mentioned about, they have also challenges on the collateral side. So again, this that collateral-free loans can be available, and now, and thanks to the government scheme also, there something is happening is around. FinTech people have started working around it, and they really prepared this product. And how we can really give them a better recycle payment.
Sure.
And the last is T for the traction and the scale. Large enterprises have a fabulous turnover, fabulous top lines and everything, but while in MSME, their turnover is not that big, that high, and the things are not available. So the solutions could be how we can really give them a trustworthiness payment solutions.
Yeah.
So this is something we can do it.
All right. So picking up from what Jay just mentioned, Akshat, how are fintech solutions now and digital payments platforms now transforming MSME credit assessment and disbursement process, because that's important.
So I'll give you an example of my own for that. Okay, I don't know the exact word, but I'll explain you. So we are, being a pharmaceutical company, we are suppliers to Lupin, Ipca, all big pharma companies in the country, okay? These companies have tied up with fintech companies from whom we get the emails. Okay, let's say my company has got agreed payment terms with Sun Pharma of 60 days or 90 days, okay? Then these companies, or 45 days, whatever, it can be 30 days also, but what if I need money early, okay? So what I get is like I have to upload my invoice to their portal, to that fintech company's portal, and now there are multiple companies who are bidding for that, okay? The one who gives me the best and the lowest interest rate cut, I take money from them, with the deductions as per my terms, and they pay me, and they get the money from my buyer, okay? So this is one big solution that has cut down our money requirement, because we are getting money early. Previously, it used to be like LC, then LC discounting and all, okay? Last 5-7 years, this thing has changed, and that is specifically because of fintech companies. Second, because of fintech, our access to credit from our suppliers is also increased, because they are able to see us, that what we are doing, okay? And with all GST and all in last 6 years, everything has become very transparent. It is all, everything is available at the click of, just at one click. So we get credit from our suppliers also. They can check our history, they can check our background. And so it goes from both sides. So fintech has enabled it, domestically also and internationally also.
Yes. All right, let me now quickly ask Jay and Arshad if you can have your thoughts on this. How can MSMEs leverage, everything's about technology, how he's also just mentioned, how can MSMEs leverage blockchain, artificial intelligence and big data analytics to build credit profiles and then access financing with better terms perhaps?
Shall I? Yeah. Okay. So, Shruti, very nice question, and I think I'm in this business for the technology for last 2 decades, okay? So, the technology has really, really evolved, okay? So, blockchain was basically is giving a lot of credit worthiness, because you can't change it over there. And that has really, really given a lot. And if these kind of technologies can be implemented by an MSME, earlier what happened, it was not available, but now with the SaaS kind of a thing, it's quite affordable for MSMEs. So what happened, if we can really manage these track records, which is doable, it gives a lot of, creditness to the companies who are already giving them a loan, or they are lending it. It becomes a trust over there. So blockchain, artificial intelligence, amazing, they are doing it. The reason is because in artificial intelligence, you can basically know about what kind of products are available that you can easily search about. It was earlier very difficult. And now you can really increase your credit worthiness. Through an artificial intelligence, we can know, okay, which are the defaults are there, which we can easily recoup. Earlier, what happened, if something is done, MSME were not knowing about that, okay, this default was already there.
Yes.
Now, because of the technology, we can easily recover that, and the MSME started working on it. And there are the companies, fintech companies, especially in this space also.
Yeah.
So these are the things are helping really in the technology side, and MSMEs can really improve their credit history. They can really get more credits or trustness over there. They can improve their ratings also. And I think this is going to be very helpful.
Arshad, your thoughts on technology improving DTDC's ratings? Any examples, any use cases that you can give?
I think certainly technology, earlier we used to talk about like during our college days or something, a few years back, we talk about 10%, 12% growth, 10% growth kind of things. But now you look at, MSMEs, they talk about 10x.
Exactly.
And this is actually about technology.
Yeah.
Because of the technology, like if, for example, a person, a couple of years back, he started a, nursery, a live plant business. And we have just given them a packing solution. So he used to sell, 20 plants a day. Now he's actually selling 5,000 shipments in a day.
Yeah.
So this is actually
That's
because
the
of
power
the
of
technology. Yes.
Yeah. All right, let me now shift focus to some of the incentives that the government can perhaps provide to the sector. Akshat, what fiscal policies and incentives can governments introduce to encourage MSMEs and to seek financing and formalize their operations? What do you think needs to be done?
So I'll go one by one. And before starting on
Okay,
that,
there's a long list.
no. Government has already fulfilled a lot of things. Okay, they have done a fantabulous and fabulous job in last few years. I really appreciate that. Okay, especially after GST. So, but the hunger never gets satisfied. Okay, and the Indian economy needs more and more MSMEs. Okay, so first I would like to tell that why MSMEs need money. Okay. The concept within the government is very clear that no idea and no concept should die because of lack of money. Okay. Now coming back to the incentives, what government can do in policy and initiatives. One, make paperwork less. Like startups, when you are new, you are focusing on your business, you are focusing on your customer and your product. You don't have time to do the paperwork.
Or the know-how, how to do it.
Yes, know-how to take money from bank. That is one. Second, government needs to, again I am repeating that 2 points I'll repeat because these are very, very important and critical points. Second, government needs to guarantee the credit to the lender. Okay, if this guy don't pay, we are there for you. That will lower the interest cost for the startup. Another point is that Mudra loans are like 10 lakhs. They should be increased to 20 or 30. And another point should be made that if I have paid one loan, it should be easier for me to get the second loan. Yes. That makes my job easier. And the big challenge which everybody present here should know is, we should know the credit gap. It is more than 30 to 40 lakh crores. Okay, this is the credit gap. Okay, once this gap is fulfilled, even to a larger extent, the government's job is done. Then we are on our own. You see 10%, 12% growth of Indian economy will be on the back of MSMEs. So these two, like few policies and incentives, if we get credit guarantee, if we get lesser paperwork and Mudra loans, that can definitely help startups and to grow faster.
All right. Any thoughts? You agree with him completely?
I completely agree. I think now government has really put a lot of efforts around it. And also I will tell you about, since I am representing TIE also, because the Indus Entrepreneur Group, and it is completely very, very different from other organizations. The idea is very completely is a contribution back to the society. And it is not just about hand-holding the MSME just for the startups or all, but we are really committed that in the all 52 weeks we can really help them. It is not about just a one session. So we are really connecting to the right kind of a fintech companies and all. And thanks to the government support, we are also working with them on the policy side. And I think this has really helped. So Akshay, I agree with you.
All right. Jay, another question for you. How can MSMEs leverage these digital platforms to access broader markets? Even Arshad just mentioned and he gave an example of how going digital and with the help of technology, startups can no longer restrict it to India. They're looking global from day one. So how do they access both local and international markets?
Okay. So I'll tell you with that, for any kind of a transformations, any kind of the new innovations and the technology we had to build. So in our Shastras, okay, we basically call that you have to change the four things, which we basically call the Chatushtay, Dravya, Kshetra, Kal or Bhav. The idea is about the substance, the space, time, and the attributes. For any kind of any fields, if you transform this four things in the different areas, so I'll connect with the platforms like. So earlier, what happened? We were only having an option to get the loan from banks. Okay. Now, but if you see now, so many fintech companies has come up, so many products has come. Now we have a crowdfunding, we have a consumer revenue-based financing are available. We have now based on the working capital, we can get the financing. Even some of that has really based on the history given a collateral-free loan. Even I'll tell you, when we founded this, the company Early Salary, so that time nobody was agreed, okay, you can get a loan, unsecured loan just because of your social media credit.
Correct.
And based on the social media, we built an API because those people don't having any credit. And they were just getting the history of, okay, last 6 months salary has got credited and you given it.
Yeah.
So I think the fintech has really got changed. So this is something is on the substantial. Second, you do it time. Earlier, the loan was getting approved for a so long time. Now the people are really talking about, okay, in a 1 hour I can transfer the loan. I can cut it. So these are the things has got. And in the attribute side, you think about, you can do any kind of a changes available. So the people has really divided so many type of loans. And now based on their specific attributes, we are giving them. So I think these are the things has really changed a lot. And thanks to the technology and the way the new system is really growing up. And I think now it's not restricted to India, and now all companies are really selling their products globally. And I think MSME need, and India is now really shining. Yeah. And I think we should really make India as a global brand. And I think the time has changed, and MSME should believe in himself, and I think we can do it together.
Arshad, one question to you. You know, how can MSMEs in Madhya Pradesh expand their reach within India, particularly in neighboring states? And, you know, what kind of a role will a logistic company like yours play here?
I think, first of all, I must say that, you know, as an Indian, I feel really proud because we are actually into a very sweet spot. This happened only once in a century. So the kind of growth what we are seeing, and as a leading logistic organization in India, it's become our responsibility to provide a customer-centric approach. So what DTDC believe actually, you know, one window shopping. So whether if you are looking for e-commerce solutions for shipping your product across India to other states, anywhere, and also like for reverse pickup, we provide a fantastic portal as you talk about the you know tech. So we have that tech actually from across India, from thousands of locations. You can order the reverse pickup also and get it here in MP, vice versa. We have fantastic solution for express parcel. That means whether you are looking for by air or by surface, we have a time-bound product like, you know, MBG, money back guarantee. Whether you want to shift anything with the time, you know, limit, we have that too also. And yes, obviously, we feel really proud being a Indian multinational. We have more than 220 countries where DTDC actually having our offices, and we provide, you know, across the globe, a complete logistic solution. So this is actually, I think, a very good time, and I'm sure, like I have seen a lot of youngsters sitting across front of us. I think we are in a very sweet spot, and you know, all the best for everyone.
Thank you, gentlemen, for your valuable insights. It was a pleasure speaking to all of you. Thank you so much.
Forbes India Small Business Summit, presented by PhonePe Payment Gateway.